All right, cool. We cooking with grease. All right. So let's get this straight. Let's do this, right? Mm-mm-mm. What's today? Today is February the 2nd, 2026. Just coming into the market. It is now 10:27 a.m. I try my best to be in the market no more than an hour and a half to 2 hours. So if I come in the market at 10:30, which is where I would like to start, then I like to be out the market by at least 12:30. But first thing I do when I come to the market, I look at the daily just to try to see what the trend and price is doing. Right? I don't draw any levels from here though. Just try to get a better picture of today. And right now I'm seeing that prices pretty much going sideways. Then I drop down to the 1 hour. Right? On the 1 hour, mm, price is trending up so far. Right? Ultimately, price is still going sideways overall. But for the short term on the 1 hour, price is trending up. Then I drop down to the 5 minute. Let me enlarge that for you. Price is pulling back currently on the 5 minute. And the 5 minute is where I draw my levels at. And normally I draw my levels probably around, I try not to go too far back. The previous overnight session, the previous day, and maybe the previous day's overnight session. But if prices, let's say it's too high or too low where I don't see, where it's not running into any of the price action the previous day before, then I might look a few days in the past, right, to look for support and resistance. Because a lot of time, if price is not finding support or resistance from the previous day, then it could be another week before where it found support or resistance. So I tend to look for that if I don't see any the day before, right? Especially if price is heading that way. But I'll draw my levels. See what catches my attention. And this doesn't normally take me too long, right? I try to put only necessary drawings on my chart. I don't like it to be too, I don't want to say not convoluted, but cluttered, right? I don't like my chart to be cluttered. However, I draw the levels that I feel are truly necessary. So, but if I could do it with no drawings on my chart, I really would. But I'm not there as a price action trader. So maybe one day. At this moment, I'm not. Okay. A lot of times I either draw lines or zones. It all depends. There's no science to it on my behalf, right? And I realize there's no science to drawing your levels or your points of interest. It's more of an art. So, and it takes practice. I'm not gonna say it takes a lot, but it takes some until you become comfortable. And then you just like with anything, you become better and better at it. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, there we go. All right. And I didn't see this to just now, right? Because I'm just coming in front of the market. But you see, if we look at the previous day, right, we have a great level right here. And price is also interacting with this level, right? Or reacting to it. Right? If you look to the left right here, hold on, let me use a different pointer, right? You see my pink circle? This right here is the previous day's high, right? And the previous day's after hours session, you can see that it also was ran about the same price level. I like the Nasdaq. Right? I like crude too, but I like crude London session, 3:30 in the morning up until 7, 8 o'clock. Right? You have some really good moves I've seen. So I'm looking at this right here on the 5 minute. So I'm gonna drop down now to the 2 minute. And so far we have our levels. And my entry time frame at the moment is the 5 second, right? Let me drop this. I have a second screen to my left. Y'all can't see it, but I'll take another screen and I'll put my 2 minute time frame to my left. And then I'll have on my main screen, which is being recorded, my entry time frame, which is the 5 second. And then on my other screen, I have the 2 minute. All right. And then I look between those two. Help give me a better picture. Damn, I missed that trade, man. Mm, 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 mm. I came into the market too late. Now, if the market goes back up, which I hope it does, all right, and touches this blue level again, depending on how it interacts, then I take that trade, right? I would have took it the first time, when it touched and it started to come back, but too late into the market. And then I was getting my chart set up, so I had to do better with that, but still a little tired. I took a nap, you know what I mean? Got myself together when I got off of work, so. But I like to be in front of the screen, ideally 10 o'clock, so that I can see when a lot of setups happen around about 10, 20, 10:30 moving forward, so. Right. Oh, that would have been a good one too. All right, that's not bad. 12 points. Okay. I don't even normally I see some really good setups between 10:30 to 12:30, right? With very good volatility. Even after lunch, after 12, there are some good setups too. However, the volatility isn't the same, but there are still good setups. You know what I mean? But so either or, you don't have to trade in the morning. For a lot of us, we got jobs, and we really don't have um, that option, right? And my bracket order's been messing up sometimes when I put my order in, the buy stop and the buy limit, or I mean the stop, the bracket just in general, right? The orders don't always populate, just the entry order. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes it does it, and it just started acting up lately. So I think Bookmap would be really, really helpful, so I can see where there are actual passive orders resting. However, I don't have Bookmap at the moment, but I'll be looking into it. You know, yeah, I will soon. But anyway, no more than like 3 trades is all I take a day, and then I don't know if I'm just going to do 2 losses and that's it, or 3 losses and that's it. I'm not sure right now because I'm only trading. I'm trading on the micro Nasdaq so that my emotions won't interfere with my trading, my entries, my setups, and also me holding my trades to TP. So I'm trading small right now. I'm using like a 15-point stop loss. I'm tripping. I should have took anyway. That's why I need to be in front of these charts every day so that I can get better. Because I'm over here talking, and I got distracted. And here we are right here. Here's a level right here, and I didn't take it. Right, that's cool. Hmm. Right there too. That's crazy. My most important thing though for me right now is to back test more, to spend more time on the charts, right? And also make sure I'm in front of the charts every single day. Even mentally, if I'm not in a good place, then I just keep my sides really, really low, 1 micro, and get my chart time in regardless, you know. Just like anybody, any real professional, spending time doing, perfecting your craft, and not making no excuses why you're not, right? And also, I'm going to be back testing a lot more too. I missed 2 trades, man. The first one at 10:20, crazy. And then this one here, right here, because this would have been a level. Right? Now, I didn't have a line initially drawn here. However, I should have though. You know what I'm saying? Don't trip. That's okay. Lesson learned. I'll be on it tomorrow too, because this is pretty much on the 2 minute. This is a perfect double top, right? And I look to the left on my 2 minute time frame. It's touching right there, tripping, man. But that's okay, because I also have to find the balance between putting these videos out too, so, and documenting my process. You know, I'll do better tomorrow. 1 trade, 2 trades, according to my trading strategy too. Wow, bro. Huh. So I took this on a pullback, right? And also it was a level here, as far as I see it. Where this orange was at, right? I saw that as a level. However, we do have support here, right, and resistance above. So we'll see if this was a good entry. But it would have been, and this is a 15-point stop loss. So I'm working on giving myself more room. To let my trades breathe. I missed 2 good trades. That's on me, according to my system. But I got to realize not to kick myself in the butt because I'm still a beginner and I'm only going to get better as I keep going, right? Can't cry with spilled milk. So I figure if price can break this support, then I feel I don't know exactly where it might go to because I think I might have, I don't know. It has room to run, I say, down to the 20 EMA, which is probably about, that's if it breaks the support though. On the 2 minute, it's stuck there. As you can see right here, it's going back and forth. Right? But I'm learning too to leave past trades in the past. You're not going to win each trade. You don't even need to. Right? But when you win, you want to win more than you lose. And so there you have it. You know. So for the most part, my risk to reward is like a 1 to 3.5 is where I'm keeping it at the moment. But you know, if I need to change that in the future, I will. You know, along with trade management. See now, even right now, I'm not sure exactly. Should I hold it? Should I move my, definitely not move my stop loss up yet because it's not even at a 1 to 1. However, I'm looking at this wick right here, right? Price wicked here on the higher volume, right, on higher sell volume too, you know, and it's at the support. So if it breaks this, then I think we got more room to the downside, but it seems like they're battling it out at the moment. So mm, 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 mm. So looking on my 2 minute, I don't see any other support to the left. All right. So I'm going to hold it. The price looked like it wants to go back up though too, but I still don't see where it found some support at. But hey, price gonna do what it wants to do, man. So. And then just getting better with the understanding price action and market structure. I guess it's probably trying to push back up. But, mm, interesting, man. I don't like the way price is acting. If I can get back into profit or break even, I probably just close this trade out. She building back up too. Oh man, but that closed out. Right? I didn't like the way price was moving or acting in this particular area right here. A lot of times I notice with consolidation that it might go back down. It happens to me a lot, it seems like, but I've seen a lot of times when price rejection comes back here and it forms consolidation, it likes to go back up um, and take me out, you know. So as opposed to price, the best trades I've noticed so far is when I get in, not saying that price starts moving in my direction in a strong manner right away, but it tends to, start to work out a lot quicker than it just did. But yeah, like like now, right? It's looking like it wants to make its way back up. You know. Hmm. I realized too, not being able to let go of trades that you either missed or you fumbled will cause you to start over trading, right? Like the fear of missing out. So you'll start taking more trades, almost revenge trading, even if you didn't take a loss, you know. Because I know I missed two great trades and those are my setups. I would have been done for real, for the day. After those, I probably wouldn't even have taken a third trade. That's cool. About 12.50. That's about all that. Yeah. Oh, 10. Yeah, I could have took a 10 on that one. Nah. 12.50. Okay. I guess it wouldn't have took me out, right? I would have still been in this trade, but see, that's another thing too. Knowing me knowing myself, if I would have took even just one of those previous trades, been in profit, took my profit, then I know I would have held this trade a lot longer. I wouldn't have gotten out of it, right? Man, but hindsight is 2020, so mm, mm, mm. Right. Okay. Well, I guess price did want to drop. Hmm. Also, too, as a new trader, man, getting over the fear of being wrong, right? I mean, I'm recording mine, so people are going to see this, but maybe not that many anyway. But for people who are trading with no one around, hey, you know, a lot of times it's all in your head because you're the only person that sees your wins and your losses. You know, so I'm working on that too. I got a lot of things to work on. My strategy is simple. Right? I've been seeing some really good trades. I have missed some. Like last week, I missed some today, 2 for sure. I wouldn't have gotten out though, right? I would have let it hit my TP if, you know, I would have won one before, but that's still no excuse because I don't know, yo. I'm thinking I still need more data. And this comes down to trade management, right? Of letting, I have enough room, I feel. 15 points on the NASDAQ or maybe 12.5. Those two seem to be enough buffer. And it allows me, majority of the time from what I've seen, to have my stop loss above resistance or either below support where I would have got in at, you know. This bad boy drop. I had a feeling too, man. Feelings is not good enough though, right? A lot of times when it rejects from that support after it climbed as high as it did, because it's also separated. Let me see if I can, where's my, what you call it? All right. When price is separated really, really far from, you can see my chart. I have this blue line, that's the 200 based on the 5-minute time frame. The yellow is the 20 EMA based on the 5-minute time frame. So the 20 is the yellow, the 200 is the blue, right? When price is extended from the 200, and you can go back and look at different time frames and look at different EMAs. I like the 5-minute EMA. I find it holds pretty good for me for rejections and also just for areas of interest. When price starts to reject from a resistance, it tries to make its way back to the mean. I guess that's what they call mean reversion. And it likes to make its way back to the 20 EMA, sometimes even the 200, right? But as of right here, it seems like it wants to make its way back to the 20. And if it doesn't touch the 20, if they don't meet again exactly, a lot of times it will come close before it starts to go back up if it wants to keep trending up in that same direction. But I didn't have the testicular fortitude today to hold instead of managing my trade and just letting it hit my TP, right? Because it was a decent trade. It really was, you know. Maybe it was an A setup, maybe not an A plus, but it's part of my trading plan. So maybe it is an A plus. I don't know. I've seen support, what I call minor support. Minor resistance. That's why I drew the orange, the orange line instead of the blue line. The blue lines are for my major areas of interest, support and resistance, and then I draw like the orange for the minor. So I saw that and I seen price stop there, here, pull back, and then kept going. Right? And that's one of my setups. I only have really 2 setups. I pull back and then I have that rejection. Yeah. All 3 would have hit if I would have took them, but that's my fault. Right? That's fear, lack of experience, lack of consistency on my behalf. That's all I want to change in 2026. So, and look at this. Anyway, crazy, G. But also, too, don't speak bad words on yourself, like call yourself stupid or you're not a good trader. Like, speak positivity, man. Speak power. And you will become that, too. I really believe that, too. Like Jim Rohn and a lot of other great speakers. No negative self-talk, and don't beat yourself up, because I got to work on that. Like, I don't talk bad about myself, but like I just missed those trades. I'm like, come on, man. You know, all 3 were the trades that I supposed to take in less than an hour, right? Less than 40 minutes, and I would have been in and out of the market. That would have been 3 trades, all in profit, and I would have been in. So it's okay though, because I see them all the time, and I just got to get better at taking them too. So. And trading really small is helping me too. 1 micro. So I only risk like $2 a point on the micros for the Nasdaq at 15 points, maybe 12.5 if I were to move my stop loss down, right? So let's just say 15 points, that's $30 with a 3.5 risk to reward. I think I would have got 3.5 on all three of those trades too. Or at least, yeah, I think it looked like it. Crazy. But I got 3.5, let's see. Because with a wide stop loss like that, I might have to change my risk to reward. Yeah, I wouldn't have got that. Okay. So what No, I wouldn't have made it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. On the first one, I wouldn't have made it. I could have got a 3 point though. A 1 to 3, I could have got that. Mm-mm. The second one, probably would have got in about right there. So, would have got a 3.5 on that one. Would have got a yeah, probably. I think that's probably where it was at. No, I didn't. It was here. Mm-mm. All right, so the third one wouldn't have been a 3.5 just yet. I would have still been holding. 1 to 3, I would have got that too. So I don't know. We'll see moving forward. I don't know. We'll see. I'll modify it after I get more data because I might have to decrease it to a 1 to 3 or 1 to 2.5 so that I won't be in a trade all day. Or either, I mean, I could hold it, right? And then just trail too. So, but that's going to come with practice, and more data. So it's a lot of good traders too that I watch. I look at on a regular basis. I try not to follow too many, so I need to go back to my YouTube subscriptions and then cancel some of those people, right? So it won't interfere with the major ones that I like to follow. So I won't have a information overload. But what I do is I'm going to make a list and then post it on my page, on my YouTube channel for you guys too, for beginning traders. Like, you might don't know who to follow, and also you probably don't know exactly what strategy works best for you. And you have to find that out through trial and error, and also getting more information, following certain traders that seem very genuine, right? Who post their losses and their wins, because you're not going to know. Not even the greatest trader in the world wins all the time. So I'll make a list of that sometime soon too, and post that. And you guys can follow those traders, and they might really help you, especially if you're not, spending money just now and getting into a mentorship or something like that. And sometimes you really don't want to get into the wrong mentorship, but sometimes you never know if a person is on some BS or they selling the dream or not. But that's just part of it until you find the mentor that you really need, or you find the community that you need. I'm not in a community at the moment, but I'm going to be looking for one. I got a trader who catches my attention, but I'm not sure just yet. I got to do some more research. But I want to see where I can get on my own first. So, mm. That's right. All right, so I'm looking to see what price does. At this yellow EMA, right about this area. I want to see if price rejects from this EMA. If not there, then this first blue support line, this line below it, and then I'll take a buy to the upside if price is giving me an indication at that level of these two areas of interest. Like I said, this yellow EMA or this blue line right here. So I'm just gonna be patient and see what happens. Now, it might reject before it even gets there, and then I just won't take it because that's not in alignment with my strategy. So okay. Excuse me. And if you are curious what this sign. It says bear ears right here. This is an indicator for cumulative volume delta divergence. All right. So I'm just looking at a minor level of area of interest, right? I put the other one back up top to where it was, and that is a resistance at the moment, but I also have this other one here as a support. So I'm trying to see if price wants to make its way back up to the major resistance level, which is here, or not. I mean, right now it's just going sideways. So, but I got these two divergences right here. So I put weight on those, not as much as a rejection, but we'll see. Man. But those divergences or these indicators that I have right here, they're wrong at times. I just use them a lot of times like as a confirmation. But not when price, for the most part, is trending up, and that's what price is doing because it's still in the uptrend, even from this morning. Right? The trades that I took were got counter trend trades, but I took those from a rejection standpoint. So I'm not that confident in taking another rejection from that minor resistance level, only because the EMAs are still strong, right? They're still moving upward, and I mean it's giving me the signal that it would like to drop, but price is still in the uptrend. So I would feel more comfortable in this situation if price made it to that major resistance level up above it. where the blue line is at. Right up here. So we'll see. I would have loved to have gotten those other 3 trades out the way. I would have been done for the day. Then I would have came back later on and then did some back testing, just so I can keep spending more time on the charts. Well, I guess that was a good decision. I only like taking rejections from major support or resistance areas, right? But if I'm taking a continuation, like a pullback, I don't mind taking those from minor support and resistance levels. And as I get a little better with that, then I'll touch on what I consider a major and a minor. The major is pretty much off of the 5 minute. The minor can be off of the 2 minute or even the 5 second for real, for real. Now I guess I can explain it the best I can right now. But the minor is if I see a support or resistance level, right? Wow. How can I put it? Let's say if price is trending upward and I'm looking for a pullback and price is nowhere close to a major support or resistance level, and I see price is pulling back within an uptrend, then I look for a level where price might stop at. And then I'll call that'll be my minor because that's already within a price move, not before price move. So my majors are pretty much before price move, which are based on previous support and resistance levels that seem to have held or were strong. It could be the day before, a few hours before, whatever. Those are the major ones. But support and resistance levels within a downtrend or uptrend in the process of a pullback, those are what I consider my minor. And I take pullback trades from the minor, but not rejection trades from the minor. Only rejection trades from the majors. So, but I'm seeing because I haven't been profitable yet, right? I'm pretty much a break even on my 50K Apex account, but I be seeing my levels, right? I be seeing them. I miss them like I did today, so I feel a lot more confident. I just got to keep back testing, keep being in front of my charts, keep my trading position small so it doesn't really affect my psychology, and just get better and better and more consistent. And then I will increase it from 1 micro to 2, and then eventually to 3. Then I might have to change and I've been thinking about this, but I won't know until I get more data. My risk to reward could be a 2.5 or 3. A 3.5 at the moment might be too large for price to hit consistently, right? Especially with a 15-point stop loss. And if I had like a 7 or something, yeah, I probably could easily go for a 3 to 5, but I have a 15 point. And it seems I feel more comfortable with that. It feels like it gives the price action room to breathe and allows me to put a safety net or my stop loss, which is my safety net behind structure, you know, as opposed to underneath it, you know, either above a support or underneath a resistance. That's not where I want it. I would like it above that. So, but I know it don't happen overnight, so it's gonna take practice and time and all that stuff too. I try my best to keep myself excited, right? Not just about the potential for money in the future and making this a career path for myself to be able to trade and move throughout the whole world as long as I have internet connection and a computer, but be excited about the process, even when I don't capitalize on it. Seeing my mistakes, recognizing my mistakes, and still being excited for the next day when I'm able to correct my mistakes. Instead of beating yourself up by it. Look at what you have seen, even though you didn't capitalize on it. I feel you should be excited about that you even noticed it. You know what I mean? Because you're getting better. If you can see it, the next step is executing on what you saw. But initially, when you first start, and you don't even know what you're doing. So slowly but surely, you're still getting better, right? You're getting better, even though you might don't see I guess, the true significance of what you're learning. But eventually, I truly believe that it'll pay off, and before you know it, you'll be like, oh man, I do got it. You know what I mean? It just starts coming naturally to you. Right? You get over the fear and everything else involved with it. So I guess the first part is being able to even spot these opportunities every single day, consistently. And then you only go get better at taking these opportunities, right? Or at least that's my idea of it. And for what I hear other traders, um, successful traders, what they say. So I have to go off what they say. All right, so I drew another zone up here, right? Because this is where price interacted and reversed from. Now, I don't know if price is going to go back up to this area. If it does, that's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking forward to reject, not continue. If it continues, I don't take a trade. I only take rejections and pullbacks. And then the pullbacks reject from the level where it pulled back to. That's how I look at it. It's all rejection. So, but yeah, I've been seeing the opportunities, man. I just missed them today. That's okay. I'll be back here tomorrow in the morning. Just working a job sucks, man, because you're tired, you know. But you got to do what you got to do until you can get your freedom. So I got to force myself to get in front of these charts to get more chart time and to make sure I trade, you know. Hey. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Cool beans. Mm, 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 mm. All right, so it's only 11:33, close to 12 o'clock, and from about 12 to like 1, a lot of times, volume kind of dries up a little bit, right? But, and so does the volatility, but we'll see. Because we had a hell of a move to the upside as soon as the bell opened this morning. And a lot of times towards the end of the day, I'm sorry, the second half of the day, man, about 12 o'clock, if price had a really great move in the morning, a lot of time it tends to reverse, right? And so I look for areas for it to reverse, but I would like to be able to get in before 12. Like this morning, I would have had 2 or 3 trades out the way within an hour, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna sit here a little bit longer because I would like to at least see if the opportunity presents itself um, at this resistance level up above, right? And then I'll probably be done after that, regardless if it's a win or a loss. So I took one small loss today, but it's a lesson, right? That's how I'm looking at it. I don't care what nobody else said. Yeah, I lost a little bit of money, but I'm not going to look at it as a loss. I'm looking at it as tuition paid towards the market. Same thing I would pay a teacher, right? It's going to cost some money. An instructor, it's going to cost some money. A mentor, it's going to cost some money. And so right now, the market is my mentor at the moment. And so I have to pay my tuition because we're not stopping. We're going to get profitable this year, and that's it. For the next few months, too. That's what we're going to do. Price is close to my zone and also my level, but I like to see it, I guess, with a little bit more volatility. I like to see it spike into it and then give me an indication that it wants to reject, right? It might give it to me, it might not, but that's what I'm looking for. If it doesn't give me that, I'm not going to try to just take it and guess at it, right? While price is moving sideways. So if it does that too long, past 12 and some change, then I just call it um, end of my session for the day and be back tomorrow, ready to rock and roll, learning from my mistakes today, right? So, mm, mm, mm. Mm. Oh, man. Price is starting to move sideways, so but I am getting better. I'm not doing no revenge trading, right? I'm not doing any over trading. I'm not moving my stop loss. I'm being very, very patient and waiting on my setups. So I feel just like I'm proud of myself for those things because a lot of times, if we're not profitable, right, if we're losing money or we're blowing accounts, we don't give ourselves enough credit for what we have learned, what we have corrected, you know? And I think that's important that we do that too. Hmm, I probably could have took that. But I didn't truly feel comfortable, right? Now it's close to my zone. It's consolidation area. But nah. I think if I would have took that, then I would have just been acting out of desperation to go ahead and take a winning trade or hopefully have a winning trade and then just go ahead and close the session out. But that wouldn't have been a respectful move, so I didn't do it. Told myself I'm waiting for it to reach that level above or either that zone above in a certain way, right? A little bit more power up into it, and then give me a strong rejection against it. And then I'll look for entry. Win or lose. Either way, it's still my setup. Doesn't mean I'm going to win my setup. But if I take it, and get better at my entry, then I'm proud of that. And I'm proud and I'm waiting too. So, Mm-mm-mm. All right, that ain't too bad. It's pretty much break even, right? For my trade today, um, 54 cents I lost. I'm not mad at that. Of course, I wish I would have held it, but we're not working with no wishes, man. We're not hope. Man, we ain't out here hoping, man. We ain't not relying on no hoping, right? We ain't gonna be no hope junkies. So, taking what we see, not what we want to see. Let me see. I'm seeing some amount of support here, though. I mean, yeah, some amount of resistance. Where you see, yeah, yeah, right here where it says this bear at. If you look, let me see. Let me draw it for you, right? So this is where I see mana right here. Boom. Price touch here, price stop here, and price stop here, right where it says it has this bear indication at. And these divergences aren't bad, man. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't know if it's 50% or not. I'm gonna go back when I start more back testing. But man, they I think they could probably be profitable, man. I'm not, when price is dropping, not when it's going up. Like, I don't have bullish on here because I'm focused mostly on bearish trades, right? But yeah, I could have took that, and I'm not mad at these divergences, man, at all. I promise you, I'm not. This indicator isn't a bad indicator, in my opinion, at least at the moment. You know, yeah, I could have took that. Mm-mm-mm. Probably brought it here with a 10-point stop loss. All right, there. Would have brought that down to about right there, though. Took it down to this EMA. But that's a pullback too. You know what I mean? That is a pullback. It's a pullback, yo. That is a pullback. I don't know if I don't think I would have took that, but I'm going to be working on that too, on using this indicator, this accumulation. I mean, the cumulative volume delta divergence. That's the name of it. I forgot who it was made by. Let's see. I think it's by Unknown Unicorn or something like that. The cumulative volume delta divergence, Unknown Unicorn. Right? And then there's another one. I think this one shows up at the bottom. Yeah, this one shows up at the bottom right here. the cumulative volume delta with divergence for niche. That one shows up at the bottom of the screen, just like the volume does. So you can check, both of those are pretty similar. I just don't want mine at the bottom of the screen. I'd rather just have mine on what my price is. So I'm going to start using that too and taking trades with that and see how that does too. And then, putting that into my TradeZilla trading journal. So I just got to be more active. And I also have a little bit of fear. I noticed that, right? For some reason, about being wrong. Maybe it comes from school. I don't know. I listen to Mark Douglas a lot and other people who talk about trading psychology. Right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's where I'm supposed to be right here. All right. So I'm taking this bad right here, right? Off of this 20 EMA. And we're going to see if we correct it, right? I'm more so focused on bearish signals than bullish signals, unless they are strong rejections from major support levels or either the EMAs. So we'll see. I think that was a good entry. It's below the EMA. And this is one of my trades. Like I said, it's a rejection. So I'm going to switch this back down to right there. So about 3.5. Now, will I win? I don't know. Will it go all the way to TP? We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to hold it to 3.5 though. But I am going to hold it to a stop loss. I'm not going to move the stop loss up or take an early stoppage, right? Because I think that was a really good entry. Um, you know, and what a stop loss is right below structure. So my goal though is to become really good at reading the candles. And I have a book also dealing with reading the candles. I think it's bar by bar, something like that. And then another one called VPA, Volume Price Analysis by Ann Coolin. I got to get into those books. I got to find time. And then once I get a good handle on those, then I want to get into Bookmap. Right? That's pretty much my goal. So. All right. So currently, instead of a 1 to 3.5, I've moved my take profit down to a 1 to 3. I'm not going to move. I'm tempted to move my stop loss upright, But you know what? I'm working on that too. Not worrying about being right, worrying about, first of all, let's get the data first. You know, let's get the data and seeing what trades work, what setups work, which ones don't work, which ones work the best. Also, what should I do in the trade once I get that information? Should I move it up my stop loss to break even at a 1-to-1, 1 to 2.5, or what? You know what I mean? But first, let me see what setups work first. Should I hold my stop loss where it is, or should I move it to break even, or what? You know, but I'm not sure yet. I got to get more data. So, and I can't worry about being right or being wrong. I just need to worry about the process and learning from the process, and then improving on my strategy and my interest and my system overall. So I don't like to lose, but I have to get over that. All right, so we're at almost a 1 to 2, right? I'm not going to take profit. What I'm going to do is move my stop loss up. Mm, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take profit, right? If it comes back here, I'm just going to get out at roughly a 2.5, no, 2.35, and then we'll call it a day after that. Because I'm still a little bothered about the two previous, or really three previous trades, right, that I didn't take. All right, cool. I'm out. Um, I'm a little flustered about that, right? So it's affecting my trading and my psychology. I can feel it already. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that and call it a day. Come back tomorrow and go over some things, jot some things down, put some stuff into my TradeZilla trading journal, and then come back fresh tomorrow. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. See y'all tomorrow, man. Oh yeah, follow for more too. Man, I forgot that part.